Hello everybody! Very recently I posted my skincare routine on Instagram and TikTok. Follow me there if you haven't already. To be completely honest, whatever works for me might not work for you. Product recommendation was really all what that video was, which is why today I'm going to be talking about how I got my skin from this to this. I'm not a professional by any means. I've never been formally educated on skin or anything like that. My pieces of advice is just from one person struggling with acne and skin issues to another. None of this video is sponsored. I think that skin, it plays such a huge part in how we perceive ourselves, and on top of that, it's just really physically painful to go through. It can damage your confidence a lot. Literally almost everybody has gone through in one form or another, and I really want my experience and my time trying to figure out what was going on with my skin to help other people. Let's go through my skin's history first. In 6th grade, I started developing a bunch of dots on my forehead, and then when I got to high school, I started breaking out a little bit more along my cheeks. This is when I started to get into skincare because I really just wanted to get rid of it, and I made a lot of mistakes. My skin was at the worst it had ever been, and it was like that for a couple years into college, and then it became more manageable once I started learning about my skin. And that's over a decade of dealing with acne. If you looked up how to clear my skin on YouTube back in 2019, the entire thing would be watched. I watched every single video that there was about it. These are 3 things I wish was in these videos. The first thing is go to a professional or listen to professionals. I know that healthcare isn't readily available for everybody, and it's a privilege to be able to go to a professional about stuff like your skin that isn't like life-threatening. There's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and I know these people mean well. I know a lot of people like me want to help other people who don't have access to those things. It's like getting tutored by somebody who's in your class who just has a better grade than you do versus getting tutored by your professor in office hours. Like, you would obviously want to pick professor. Remember how I said I had those little bumps all across my forehead? Probably for over 6 years of my life, I thought it was fungal acne, and whenever I heard about it on the internet, I deadass thought I had it. Like, I would have a bunch of little bumps everywhere, like I said, and then it would be itchy. They weren't really pimples, and when I talked to my doctor about it, he was like, usually they appear in tan patches on your body, not really your face. And after so many years of looking up fungal acne and hearing about it through influencers and whatnot, I've never once heard that. It just kind of clicked in my head. I was like, what? I know it's not as straightforward for a lot of people. There are a lot of dermatologists now that are making videos about the skin and debunking skin myths. I'll link some of my favorite derms that make content down in the description box if you want to start checking them out. My second point is normalize acne. I cannot tell you how many videos I watched when I was younger being like, how to clear up your skin. Number 1, don't stress.
How the fuck am I not supposed to stress, especially about my skin, because my skin is stressing me out, and then that stress is making me break out more?
It's because I didn't normalize it. I thought it was like the end of the world. That was the only thing I was focusing. Oh my god, everybody's looking at it like it's so big. I promise you, nobody else sees it nearly as bad as you do. And also realizing that it takes time. It takes like 1 to 2 weeks for your acne to form, a couple weeks for it to go away. For a lot of skincare products, it takes a while for you to see noticeable results, usually a couple weeks. There are very few products that will give you instant results, and usually it's just hydration or calming products. I actually talked to my best friend about this, and we weren't stressed out about our skin anymore, and so we weren't picking at it hoping it would just go away faster. That means the acne would go away faster, it wouldn't scar as much. It also let us be more patient with our skin. My last piece of advice is get to know your skin. In the same way that you get to know your friends, get to know your skin. It'll help you so much when determining what products are working for you, and then especially for products that you have bad reactions to. My skin looks duller when I don't drink enough water or I don't sleep enough, but I don't break out more. It also helps me normalize my acne because I'm like, oh, I know exactly why I'm breaking out. I don't need to stress about it. Those were my 3 tips that I wish I knew when I was younger. I hope it made sense, but I'm gonna get into the products that I use, why I use them. Taking off your makeup is a non-negotiable. I don't care if you're super fucking drunk. I've been so drunk that I had Colin pull over on the freeway. He was sober, by the way. He was a DD, and I just threw up. I went home, took out my contacts, took off all my makeup, and I went to sleep. If I can do that in that state, you can too. A lot of people's skin don't react well to oils. That's how my skin broke out so much back then, and understandably a lot of people will go for micellar waters. As long as you take off your makeup and double cleanse, it should be fine. You can even use a cleansing balm, cleansing oil just on your eyes if you're scared of breaking out everywhere else. This is the cleansing oil that I use right now. Mixune sent this to me. They didn't pay me to talk about it or use it. They just gifted it to me and let me use it if I wanted to. The cleansing balm I used to use, I don't think I emulsified it correctly. And I also think that this one is much better quality because the one I used back then was when cleansing balms and oils first started coming up. I'm glad I made the switch. I cannot emphasize how important it is to double cleanse. Take off your makeup and then actually clean your face. I used to use a salicylic acid cleanser, but I'm using an acne treatment now, so I needed something that was calming. Next is toners. Have used for years. This is like my 4th bottle of it, and it's just simple, plain, hydrating. I like keeping like a good foundation. So I have certain products where if my skin is really irritated, I just stick to those products for like a couple weeks. And this is one of them. Using cotton rounds for toner all my life because it just helps so much with texture. And I'm so glad these exist because not only are they cotton rounds and they help with the texture, you can also use them as masks. This one I use for gentle exfoliation. This is actually the refill. Like I've already gone through a whole thing of this, but at night and wake up the next morning, my skin is so freaking smooth. This tea tree toner pad. I used to think that my skin didn't really like tea tree because it was so drying, and this is definitely not like a super moisturizing toner pad. It's not meant to be. It's for texture and irritation. So anytime I'm like picking my skin, using it as a mask, and then when I take it off, my skin is noticeably flatter and less red. And it's also great when I'm about to put makeup on and my skin is a little bumpy. Next I have essences. 3rd bottle of this. This is the mugwort essence from I'm From. Originally I heard that mugwort is really good for fungal acne, but after I found out that I don't have it, I still love this product a lot because it helps with calming my skin. Very, very moisturizing. Mixune bean essence. I have a backup of this and I gave my mom one of these because I love it so much. The thing about morning skincare is that sometimes I put it on to prep my skin and then it just doesn't absorb quick enough, and then my makeup is kind of sitting on top of it. You know what I mean? But this doesn't do that, and that's why I love it so freaking much. Moisturizer. Moisturizers have been probably the 2nd hardest thing to find. I'm actually looking for a new one. I like this one a lot. I have combination skin, but it's dehydrated because I live in California. So I don't have dry skin, but my skin is just drier because it's in California. Gel moisturizers don't really work for me because they don't keep the moisture in. Moisturizer that provided hydration and gave me occlusivity, where it kept all the moisture in, and this does both of those things. The only thing that I have with this product is that it is so fragrant. It hasn't been irritating my skin, but it's just a really strong smell. I definitely do want to switch to something that doesn't have fragrance, but right now it's been doing me wonders. So I've been using tretinoin for the last month. It's a prescription acne cream. It unclogs everything, brings it up to the surface. I use it twice a week, but if my skin is really irritated, I'll bring it down to once a week. It's been keeping my acne at bay because my acne used to depend heavily on salicylic acid, but the salicylic acid kind of treated all of the active acne I had. It wasn't really preventative, but my skin has been doing fine without the salicylic acid and just on the tretinoin. The next step is eye cream. Not everybody needs eye cream, but I do. I have very fine and delicate under eye skin. A lip sleeping mask. This is from Lineage. I don't like this during the day. I feel like it actually makes my lips drier during the day, but when I use this at night, I wake up like brand new lips. It's definitely been loved. Pimple patches. Any of them work really. This is just the one that I have. It just helps so that I'm not touching it either throughout the day or at night. If I have a pimple that comes to a head, I only use it like once or twice and then I just let it heal after that. I highly recommend doing your skincare routine at night because when you sleep, that's when your skin is doing all the good stuff. Sunscreen is so fucking important. Like, I can't stress that enough. This is my 4th bottle of it. It doesn't give you a weird finish. I also don't wash my face in the morning. There's no white cast. It literally feels like a gel. I tried it with just water. I tried it with a cleanser, wiping my face with a damp towel. My skin just got really irritated. That is my skincare routine. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please leave them down below, or just want to talk about skincare in general. And I really hope that my pieces of advice helped you guys. We will get happier, healthier skin together. But it's also not everything. Like, there's more to life than skin issues. I'm tired of talking. I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.